All right, guys, we are back. Another day, another another flag of desperation. I don't know what you call it at this point, except for, the light always shines, and usually the cockroaches will scatter. I mean, no matter where you live. So my last video, if you can't tell, I've been following this case pretty daggum closely over the last couple of years. I've not done that many videos on it because there's so many people out there that are covering this thing like almost on a daily basis, like that umbrella guy. He's actually been brought up even in court documents because her team, if you didn't know, her team is like in the process of all this, have literally doxed like 83 people. And we're talking like when they were releasing emails and stuff, they didn't remove any of the identifiers, doxed 83 people. Her team went on to want to claim that people on Twitter like me are bots. That if they put out a hashtag justice for Johnny, then there must be bots. I mean, this sounds like a similar story I've heard before, but so they wanted to compel Twitter to give them all the information of all the people. I mean, the ironic part is that their defense in this case is freedom of speech. Freedom of speech for me, but not the. All right, so it's early in the morning. By the way, it's like 6:40. So sorry about the little voice crack, but so we're gonna go over a couple things. Okay, so this person G on Twitter did a pretty good thread, and I thought it was interesting. And I mean, they're just gonna go through what I meant by the cockroaches they will scatter, because again, there's so many people now with eyes on this case that weren't even before, maybe, that are just getting glimpses of things that people are posting. It's become obvious that they weren't told the truth over the last several years, the whole truth, you know. And so people are doing it. People are getting, putting their eyes. Look, we're here. What's trending? Amber Heard the liar and Justice for Johnny. Look, both trending in entertainment. Look, Insider News. What happened at the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard information trial so far? I mean, it's all trending on Twitter. So of course people are going to see this. So this person on Twitter did this, and I'm going to kind of go through this with you real quick. Thread on all the things that Heard. If you wonder why people call her Turd, a lot of people call it Amber Turd or Turd Heard or whatever. It's because in this trial, you'll hear it come up. They got this argument like right before right the day, I think, day before her birthday. And so much so that he left because you'll see this comes out a lot too. And I've heard the audio and shared some of it with you, that she would when she would become violent or get aggressive or whatever, or the argument would start amping up, he would leave. He would leave the premises. So this day of of her birthday party, when all that crap went down, he left. And she left the next day to go to Coachella with a bunch of her friends. And so he called down over to his penthouse, was like, hey, I'm going to come get some few things. This is a good time. Again, testified this to court while he's been on the witness stand. When it called down, he was going to go get some of his stuff. And his house manager over there was like, boss, no, it's not a good time. He's like, what do you mean? She's not there. It's a great time. He's like, no, not a great time. He's like, explain. So he has to, so that means to me, he wasn't even going to tell him. But he winds up getting his housekeeper of 30 years. Find me any Hollywood actor that's had somebody on their team for 30 years. I'll show you. I think I could show you a pretty decent freaking person. So takes a picture and sends them a picture of a freaking turd on the bed, on his side of the bed, where this, demure, try to dress classy and look all weak over in the corner, whimpering with their sad face. Oh my God, this big monster was out to get me. Took a shit on the dude's fucking bed. Yeah. It's classy. So anyway, that's a whole other thing. But here's some of the stuff I thought was interesting. It says she claims to have donated all of her divorce settlement to charity in TV, various newspaper articles, and court statements signed under oath she has done so far. And this divorce settlement, she, again, you got to know how these people work. And I've thought about, like I've told you, do other videos with other streamers that aren't Hollywood actors, but do the same kind of thing where they try to signal how great of a people they are, and they're lying. I know they're lying to people. I can prove to you they're lying to people. It's a virus, and it's spread through all kinds of Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, Hollywood actors, whatever. But anyway, so this is the copy of where it says I'm following up on the correspondence the Children's Hospital Los Angeles Foundation received on August 26, 2016, which that's an acronym for the CHLA, was notified by Edward White Company, and that 3.5 million pledged gift has been made in your honor. In the correspondence enclosure, it states the first of multiple scheduled installments. So make sure to be careful there. See where it says first, it makes you think that it's been made. But if you keep reading, the first of multiple scheduled installments to honor the full amount of Miss Heard at 3.5 million pledged gift. Since the first installment, CHLA has not received any other further installments. So if memory serves me correctly, and I'm going to say allegedly, but I'm pretty damn sure I remember this correctly. Johnny Depp actually is the first person that sent them a payment. He sent it directly to them, and she lost her living damn mind and said that she was going to hold him contempt. He was supposed to pay her directly, and then that winds up being the only damn installment they ever received. Miss warm-hearted, children-loving, charity chick. Listen, if you smell a snake, if it slithers like a snake, if it hisses like a snake, probably a fucking snake. Okay. It says, I'm inquiring if you have knowledge of CHLA should accept further installments on your behalf, or the pledge will not be fulfilled. I appreciate any insight on this matter and can be reached, blah, 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 blah. So this is the person like, yo Heard over here. You've been telling everybody you're going to give us all this money. This is the 2019, by the way. This is like 3 years later. Can we get $1? No, whatever. And this is a part of the court document, and some of the court documents. It says, for what Johnny says about my so-called agenda in marrying him for financial benefit or to somehow further my career, that is preposterous. I remained financially independent from him the whole time we were together, and the entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity. Listen to what she says here. The entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity. Doesn't say will be, doesn't say shortly followed, says it was donated. In fact, my desire to remain financially independent was one of the main sources of conflict during our relationship. If you want me to tell you about the blackmail letter that she sent him about demanding $50,000 a month in support, and then she would keep all this shit private. He told her no. The next day when she went and filed that restraining order on him. Yeah, nothing to see there, people. I live in the South. You can sniff out the bullshit around here. Somebody sends you a letter trying to extort money out of you, and then you say no, and then immediately thereafter try and get you in trouble with the law. Yeah, not looking. It's not true that I told him I admired his films. Wait a minute. It is not true that I told him I admired his films early in our relationship. To contradict one of his examples, I was always very clear with him that I hadn't seen his movies. It was something we joked about. Oh, that's funny. His audio that just got dropped yesterday in court about that. Found that interesting. She hadn't seen his movies. Like she didn't know who the hell Johnny Depp was. Are we stupid? She get interviews after she did that shit, talking about how great he was of an actor and how blessed she was to be working with him. But she didn't know who the hell he was. Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, here's one of these interviews she did. Hopefully I don't have to blow it up because that would be great, about donate the money.
And then there was a divorce settlement. You got $7 million. People were saying this is all about the money. But then you did something that twisted that whole argument. What did you do with that money?
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU.
Listen to what she's saying here. $7 million. I took it and split it and gave it to these people. Yo, public. She ain't gave shit. That's part of the contention. She never donated diddly squat. The letter I just showed you from the Children's Hospital of LA, writing her a letter going, yo, we're gonna get that damn money. She donated shit. But she went out here and did a press junket and a tour to talk about this poor old victim over here, but she's still caring about the kids.
And Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
And then there was a divorce settlement. You got
poor shit. Okay, when caught on this lie, she is now claiming to not have been to have been unable to fill this pledge because she has had to defend herself in court. Again, the money was paid in increments, the last one being in February 2018. Johnny did not sue her in March 2019. You see the problem here? The problem is now she's trying to claim, after she's done all these press tours and these articles and interviews that she had about how she's donated all this money, when she got busted. And trust me, she tried to do everything but turn over any kind of documents to say that she actually didn't pay it. But believe that shit. Trying to now say that she couldn't afford it because she's having to spend so much money defending herself. He didn't sue her until a year after she was supposed to make the last payment. So I'd call that horse shit. And there's some stuff in this. If you're going to go check her out where it's in there. 2015, Amber smuggled her 2 dogs to Australia without proper paperwork, despite pleading guilty and being on an email chain where she's caught trying to elicit a false statement from Amber. Blames Johnny and says she never lied. Oh, she blames Johnny and says she never lied. I wonder if this is in here. She emails the singer's Amber. If you look at my email, oh, here we go. Amber, if you look at my email below on October 9th, I responded to Carl's email when he said that he thought you could get Kate to sign a statement. That would be great. Therefore, if you could get Kate to sign a statement, it could be helpful. I don't know what your relationship with her is at the time. Since you fired her, you have to be careful that she will cooperate and will not go public if you ask her not to be truthful. Telling her, here, you need to be careful. You fired this chick. Now you're asking her to lie. To the Australian government. This is a statement again given by, I believe this is Kate, by her assistant. That also, I don't think they brought this up in court, but anyway, it says Amber asked me to call a witness, her former assistant, Kate James. Yep, hereinafter Kate, and ask her on Amber's behalf to lie under oath to an Australian court that was criminally prosecuting Amber. I told Amber that I was uncomfortable with obtaining a false statement, and accordingly, I did not do so. Specifically, Amber wanted Kate to give a false statement that Amber was unaware it would be illegal for her to bring her dogs into Australia. Amber was aware it was illegal. Amber was aware it was illegal because I had informed her repeatedly by email, phone conversation, and in person before asking me to call Kate and to solicit her to perjury. But don't worry, we're shivering in the corner, poor little feller. In 2015, we had 2 dogs, Pistol and Boo. I bought Pistol in around 2007, 2008. Johnny bought Boo around 2012, originally from his mother. She returned Boo to Johnny on April 21st, 2015. Johnny chartered a private plane to Australia where he was filming. This just goes into telling how it happened. Johnny's staff, this is her state. Oh, here we go. Here's the blank. That's what this is. Johnny wanted Pistol and Boo to come to Australia. Not her, Johnny. And knew they were on the plane with us. It is untrue, as Mr. Murphy has said, that Johnny wanted to keep the dogs in the U.S. Johnny's staff was responsible for all the paperwork for the trip, including for the dogs' travel arrangements. In May of 2015, the Australian authorities were made aware that we had imported the dogs from posting this on social media. I was charged in relation to their importation. The charge was under section blah, blah, blah. No, those documents proving that she was trying to get people to lie. I don't see, and this is where she goes on to blame him. Have said that I wanted them to lie. Kevin and Kate have said that I wanted them to lie to the Australian court in the criminal proceedings about the dogs. This is not true and makes no sense because I pleaded guilty. Yeah, she pled guilty because she couldn't get him to do it. I wish I had that document. It's in there where the email where she's like trying to see if she can pay somebody off to cover the shit. Amber has claimed in court that she hit Johnny Depp only once in defense of her sister. This supposed incident happened in March 2015. The audio tapes where she admits to hitting Johnny were taped in September. So this is her statement. We're saying, oh my God, I can show you the deposition when she talks about this. They were on the stairs. Johnny was Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow in her ass. Her sister rushes to the rescue to stand in the middle from, him becoming a tirade, in some dramatic fashion, hurling her off the steps. When the truth of the matter is, when you tell the story, listen, think about this logically in your mind. If you're scared of one of the people standing, face to face, you don't turn your back to that person. she came in between them and turned her back to Johnny and stood face to face with Amber. She stood like Whitney, who is Amber's own sister, has her own deposition, her own statement said that when Whitney came over to her house, she said she was scared that that old Amber was gonna KILL Johnny. That like I'm telling you, okay, and because I loved it. That Brian fella, I did the video of him yesterday, and I give him so much of the hat tip to exposing the truth of what happened. But so this comes up. This comes up here in this conversation about, she's like, I only hit him, I only put my hands on him once, on the stairs for my sister. I was defending my sister. Okay.
After you fucking got physically violent with me, I texted Travis. I said, "Come up here," because I didn't want anything to happen.
I mean, yeah.
It's coming. What? Save me?
No, go ahead. Continue. You.
He's bringing up the fact that she got physical with him. He says he called his head of security to tell him to come for her to tell him what just happened. Why did that happen? Why'd he do that? Because during this relationship, there's been so many times they've had it out and she's denied doing shit. She's lied to his face about what literally happened in those situations. To where now you see there's so many audio recordings of their conversations. And why Johnny Depp would be calling somebody in to testify basically to in that moment about what happened, because she's bullshitted so much. I mean, if you need any evidence of that, this is a recording of them two having a conversation that they're both aware of is taking place.
What? Save me?
No, go ahead. Continue.
She just mocked him. He said, I called the security for you to tell him what happened. And she's like, oh yeah, to come save you. Listen, this woman attacks his manhood on a common basis.
It's coming. What? Save me?
No, go ahead. Continue. You. Travis to the rescue.
No, that was the last one. You can go.
Travis to the rescue. And I'm gonna tell you something. Again, I've said this before. Whenever she belittles him, he puts up with a lot of that shit. But the minute she goes to belittle his staff, his exes, his kids, or whatever, that's when he's like, "That's enough."
Go.
Tells her to go. But watch.
That was the last one.
Now imagine again, reverse the roles, and imagine that the woman has told the man to get out, to leave, and he just ignores that request and just sits there and fights with the person. Who would be considered the aggressor?
Travis to the rescue.
No, that was the last one. You can go. You go. That was the last insult.
Oh yeah, you called me a liar, and yet
I watched you lie.
You called me a liar.
I watched you lie. I heard it. I was right there.
There's no what. You still haven't told me what lie it is. But yet every single fucking time.
We'll
you do this every single fucking time.
We'll talk to Travis.
I'm not fucking talking to nobody.
No,
fuck that. You go fucking jerk him off. I don't care. I really could care less. It's you.
Now look, see how this escalates. First, I try to get Travis in here so you can tell him she had just decked him. This is after I think what happened in the bathroom where she kicked a door into his head and punched him twice in the face, and then he tries to get the security in there so he can be told what has happened. So he basically, I think, has a witness. I think he's catching on at this. That's kind of at this time what's going on. So she takes that from. When he says they're having this conversation, I know you lied straight to my security guy about what really happened. You lied to him, and now she's like, "Well, you called me a liar." Well, yes, I mean, hello, that's why they're having a problem right now. She lied. She turns that into something sexual, and now tells him to go fuck him. Okay, remember who's afraid for their apparently life now? They need an order of protection on the other one. But they have no issues amping up an argument to take it from her lying to now her telling him to go F somebody else because she didn't want to hear this.
Every single time you latch onto some sort of thing, when I already told you, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. You still haven't even told me what it is, but run with it.
I have told you what it is.
No, you haven't.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened. You
told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no.
Hey, what does that have to do with anything? This person makes me nuts at this point. I've listened to so much of this trial. Like when she does this, it brings up so many memories of somebody that would try to manipulate the situations to make you feel like you're the crazy one in them. And they'll like he's saying, okay, what caused all this is what I've told you before. I'm not going to repeat myself. So then she goes and says, Yeah, you told me to do it. You like told me like that's some kind of bad thing. Like how she amps her voice up. She's trying to betray it like he did something bad. As
No, tell him what just
And I
happened.
lied.
And that you punched me in the
You're right.
fucking thing, and
You figured
in
it
the face,
out.
and you said, "No, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I
didn't
watched
punch
you lie, and then
I
I
didn't
said,
punch you,
and
by
then
the way. I'm sorry that I didn't
you
hit
punched me.
you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not.
again, if you're hitting somebody in the face and it's not a proper slap, what's the only way your hand can be held if it's not open for a slap? Huh? Balled up like a fist, maybe?
Punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
Now, again, reverse the roles. She's admitted that she's hit the guy, and now she's arguing with him that he wasn't punched. Then she calls him. She's about to call him. I think if this is in it, a week that he's a wussy.
You know, even a lot of fights have been around a long time.
See, condescending shit right there.
No, when you fucking have a closed
You didn't
fist.
get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't
I don't know
deck
what
me.
the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was.
Yeah, I think she goes on and like then calls him a wuss and stuff. Okay, so then it's like Amber Heard's sister backs up her account, but her sister Whitney backs up her account, but her best friend and former employee testified at the time when this incident occurred. Whitney told her that Amber was abusing Johnny, and she was afraid she would KILL him. This is that testimony again. Go follow this person. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. I just don't like making these things very long. Oh, again, so a person's reputation matters, and how much they lie, you have to take into account. She testifies that she referred to Whitney as her chosen sister. Whitney also testified that during the stuff that she was basically was forced to go sleep on the floor of one of her friend's house. Well, this is apparently the friend, and she said floor. She stayed in my spare bedroom. Okay, so both of them maybe have a little issue there at the turd house about telling the truth. Now, Whitney worked for me as a nonprofit organization I founded 22 years ago and ran called the Art of Elysium. Now, remember, apparently they were all tied up, her sister, and this Art of Elysium, a smaller, nonprofit. When it came to donating their money, what do you think Amber Heard didn't choose this as one of them? Because they wouldn't give enough fanfare. She wouldn't get enough press. No, that's just my theory. Okay. We take artists and help them to be a service to communities in need. I've learned that Whitney testified about a violent incident in March 2015, the stairs of Johnny Depp's penthouse. She testified that Johnny supposedly hit Amber and Whitney on the stairs at Johnny's downtown penthouse. Then Whitney said she had to go live with her employer where she had to sleep on their floor. I am that employer. This is not what I was told to be true. First, Whitney came to live in the guest room of my apartment in Wilshire Boulevard. Okay. Have you ever seen Pretty Woman? Wilshire? Okay. Not on my floor, but in my guest room. Second, when Whitney arrived, she was a mess. Whitney told me she tried to stop her sister Amber from hitting and attacking Johnny on the stairs. Remember, it's Amber's sister telling this to her employer. She lied about begin with. Whitney said that when she tried to intervene to stop Amber from going after Johnny, Amber nearly pushed Whitney down the stairs. She told me she was worried Amber was going to KILL Johnny. She told me she had endured that kind of abuse her entire life, first from her father and then from Amber, who said she was extremely violent. This is her sister. She lived with me because she did not feel she could go back to live at the Eastern Columbian building. My father reminded me this morning that I told him that Whitney had moved in with me because she was terrified of her sister. You see the pattern here? Who the scary one is?
The fight that we had last night.
Following this crap for a long time. She also said that Whitney had told her that Amber abused her as well, which is also backed by Kate James. Again, this was Amber's old assistant. A testimony that Whitney was being treated like a kicked dog. This is likely reason she lied for Amber in addition to being her sister. She testifies to this about how horribly Whitney was treated. Again, her sister. Amber claims that in Australia she was held for a 3-day hostage situation during which she was repeatedly assaulted. She was apparently a hostage despite having a phone and Johnny's security men being just outside. Is this the one with the bathroom? Best way I can describe what happened in Australia is that it was like this is her testimony. Happened in Australia. It was like a 3-day hostage situation. We were due to be there for 3 days on our own, but it was only when I arrived that I realized I was trapped in this remote place without any means to leave. And that Johnny, Captain Jack Sparrow Depp had already been using and had bags of drugs. I was in a remote house, at least 20 minutes from help. But I had my cell phone. We're just going to leave that part out. Where I could not leave and was trapped and isolated with a violent person suffering from manic depression, bipolar disorder, and a pattern of repeated drug-induced psychosis and violence. It was on. Listen, if this was true, I swear to you, I wouldn't be reading it like this. But I have followed this case enough to where this is like reading a damn a fiction novel. I'm telling you, he was on multiple day drug and alcohol binges over the course of those 3 days. There was extreme acts of psychological. Let me tell you, I've started psychological fucking abuse in this shit, and emotional, and physical, and other form. I've seen it, but it ain't coming from the side that's being described here. It is the worst thing I've ever been through. And I was left with an injured lip and nose and cuts on my arms. Oh, this is that James Corbin interview still? Was nothing wrong with her? I don't know. You've described yourself as being in a hostage type situation. Is your statement I read out earlier? Yes, I said it was like one. Is that true? That is how I described it. That is total lies. It is not, because you had a cell phone. Yes. Do you see this? She was held hostage. She couldn't leave. She had a damn smartphone, folks. You can figure out how many people live in Cambodia in 3 seconds on your damn Google smartphone, but she couldn't figure out how to get any help, and she's held as a hostage. How do you think the POWs felt if they had a cell phone? If you were a hostage, you did not usually have one of those. Just a minute. You had a cell phone and you agreed that you did? I did. You could have contacted anybody. Yes, I could have. If you had wanted at any point, absolutely. You could have left at any point, even on your own account. No one was stopping you. Again, anybody seeing why people are starting to go, maybe I was wrong, and Disney should be feeling like a pile of shit right now. Just FYI. In audio, Heard is agreeing that she followed Johnny Depp from bathroom to bathroom, which is in line with Johnny Depp's testimony of what happened the day his finger was cut off, the 8th of March, and against her testimony that she barricaded herself inside a bedroom. I think this is I gotta show. I'll have to find that. DD, it's not to get you mad. It's just to get out of a bad situation while it's happening before it gets worse. In Australia, when we had the big fight and I lost the tip of my finger, at least 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms I went to, and she said, to avoid talking to me, to avoid working it out. That's the problem. You gotta understand, this person's definition of avoiding talking and trying to work shit out is somebody screaming and yelling at him. This person trying to get away from the damn verbal abuse, and her then calling him a coward because he won't stick around and fucking fight. Like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. If I was him, I would just, I don't know. I'd probably just mess around with the damn Instagram models and shit and pay him a couple grand to be like, I don't know if I was a dude, if I'd ever think about getting a serious relationship after this psychological warfare he's been involved in. I don't know if he could ever get in a relationship and not feel like he needs to record everything. I'll be honest with you. That's the thing I would think that the old Depp here would have to get serious recovery from. It's feeling like he could be in any relationship where he didn't need evidence of everything that had happened because of this situation. And that's just me being honest. I've been there, dude. I've been there. To escape the fight, she said, you didn't escape the fight. You escaped the solution. The solution is what? Throwing blows? Think about this. You're heated, getting chased down. She's calling that a solution. That's some twisted shit. No, you escape the solution. No, you escape figuring out. We cannot work it out if you run away to the bathroom every time. Listen to me. Listen to me. The boxer can't go 12 rounds with a fucking minute break. I'm not giving you a minute break. You do it at minute 3 at the beginning of an argument. No, there are rounds, man. And when it gets too effing hairy, they're look like I've not been cussing this whole time. The ref splits them apart or whatever. But all I'm saying is you can't have a solution to the argument. You just keep mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting. I fucking go to the bathroom and sit on the floor. Bam, bam, bam. Here you come. I come out. Fight, fight, fight. Crazy. Escalated. I go. I split again. I go to another effing bathroom or a bedroom or something. Knock, knock, knock. Bang, bang, bang. You kept coming to get me. Okay, she didn't argue back, say that this wasn't happening. He's lying. And she's mad at him because he did this. I cannot. I mean, it's nuts. On the second day of the supposed hostage situation, March 7th, there were people at the house talking to both of them, including medical professionals. Amber Heard claims this is the day consisted of hours-long series of assaults. Remember, she's held hostage for 3 days with a fucking smartphone, but don't tell anybody. But you know, he's abused her, beaten her, lunatic. But then we have records of how nurses were coming by and shit. What? What? Hostage. Can't talk to anybody. Oh, hey, Dr. Kipper. Good to see you. Don't worry about that. The bathroom. No, it's nothing. Oh, Amber's fine. No. She's in there playing Tetris. Don't worry about it. Yeah, okay. No, I don't think so. Amber Heard has claimed that she did not cut off Johnny Depp's finger with a vodka bottle despite being on tape screaming about how she didn't mean to do it. It's another great one. We'll let this one play again. This is that incredibly average guy's video. Everybody uses his stuff. Why? He's the first person to expose all these audio clips of these conversations. Well, this mofo is busted lying out her damn ass. That's what it is.
Maybe she should have some. I told Daddy it's probably.
I didn't do it on purpose.
What?
300 Jonathan?
Yeah.
She only usually takes 25. You okay with 50?
Oh, the Sarah?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with 100, but give her 50.
Remember, this is the person supposedly that was drug over glass naked and assaulted and all this other shit. His finger's been cut off and a cigarette's been put out on his face. And who's the one still in the apartment right now crying and saying she's sorry and the doctor's trying to give her money? She was seen by all these people. They've all testified they saw her with 0 wounds. Okay? Think about that for a minute. Trained medical professionals saw her with nothing on her. And you can hear it. And you don't have to just take their word for it. Listen to what's happening in the background with her. By the way, she's the one that planted this recording device. That's why we have this. She is up there crying and saying how sorry she is, that she loves him, that she needs to get to him. But this is that. But in court, she's been abused this right now. This is her tragedy. He's not prescribing, by the way, he's not prescribing sponges and band-aids and things to absorb the blood from the wounds. He's trying to give her medication to calm her the fuck down. Do we see the difference? Oh, good Lord. And I don't think it's just me or Southern folk in general. I think it's everybody, wherever you live, that literally can smell the bullshit.
I'll tell you what's suddenly happening.
Listen what he says. No, I'll tell you what's suddenly happening with her. This is guilt. This is guilt. He's an addictions specialist doctor, and he's dealt with I think some like I don't know, other disorders. I can't remember. I've learned so much about this damn case.
She won't take 50. I gave her 25 and 300 and said you reassess.
The window's broken. There's a TV. I know she did it. There was a cup thrown. It missed. There's been bottles thrown. This is Jerry Judge. They lost him to cancer a couple of years ago. He'd been with Johnny Depp for over 20 freaking years. And I think right now he's on the phone with Johnny Depp's sister, who will testify, I think, day one.
She did. It was a cup thrown. It missed. There's been bottles thrown. She admits to me. She threw a bottle on me. She did it first. She hit him also. That she hit him first. She actually hit him in the face.
Uh-huh. This poor guy's now gone. I would think probably too, if I were him, I'd have some guilt that I hope he doesn't harbor for very long about this old friend of his being with him for this many years, and the last couple of years of his life that he was with them, he had to watch this shit go down. I don't know. She claims to have been repeatedly hit, dragged through glass, you can't say on this demo for whatever, with a bottle, and strangled, but never sought any medical attention for this, and no medical attention was given to her. She had a nurse and a doctor on the scene. Just saying. The next day, she was out having lunch with friends and saw her nurse, who noted no injuries, that she was just feeling sad. Well, she wasn't feeling sad enough now to go out to lunch with her friends while he's trying to have his fingers sewn the fuck back on December 15th. I mean, like this, where are we living? So you would think this is like a movie. What is this? Pirates of the Caribbean Part 6? You know, the tragic marriage of Captain Jack Sparrow. You know, no, this is real life. Jesus. Anyway, okay. So, December 15th, when Dammer claimed to have had 2 black eyes, broken nose, broke lip, bruised ribs, bruises on her forearms, bruises on her hairline, scalp, chin, missing hair, wounds. They had pus in them. I said, gross, you take an antibiotic for that shit. Oh, there's all that. And that's after that. This is what all's wrong with her, is she's having lunch, seeing nurses and doctors and shit. You're getting the picture. 2 nurses saw her on the 17th. Both gave her physical examination and found no bruises. The other did see freshly 2 days later a bleeding lip, but Amber has issues with dry lips that bleed very easily. The other note says the skin intact, normal color, found no concussion. Look, so again, 2 days later, if your lip's bleeding, everybody know. Come on now, if your lip's bleeding, and it's not gonna be bleeding for 2 damn days. That's just not how that shit works. And again, if I didn't feel pretty damn secure and everything I have covered with this case and all the research I had done, trust me on this, I wouldn't be out here talking shit like this. I wouldn't be out here saying this shit. I wouldn't defend somebody I think's a piece of shit. I wouldn't do it. I promise you. Because I've lived with it. And I don't really care for other things this dude has said. But I put that shit aside because it don't matter in this situation right here. It doesn't. Comparing these 2 notes to extensive injuries she claimed to have sustained, in which she would allow notice lead to medical blah blah blah. She also cherry-picked evidence and submitted the initial phone consultation as proof of concussion to the UK court, conveniently leaving out the results of the physical exam that found no concussion or injury. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Here, this one nurse saw me. Goes along with my story, but not the other nurse, the doctor, and the other nurse that's been assigned to me for 24/7 around the house and assigned to my husband, all this other stuff. No, we just go shove those bitches right up underneath the rug. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We ain't nothing to see here. See here, people. Nothing to see here. Got that lighter? Hold on. I don't know. That just makes me feel like, oh, good Lord, help us. She also attended a talk show the very next day of the alleged assault. Oh, yeah. I remember all this stuff she says has happened to her. Here. Amber claimed to have 2 black eyes, a broken nose, broken lip, bruised ribs, bruises on her forearms, bruises on her hairline, scalp, chin, missing hair, wounds, had pus in them. Remember this. Then all this stuff happened.
In the movie, you play a ballerina.
I'm gonna mute it because I don't trust these people not trying to copyright strike you. Just go ask the umbrella guy how that goes. This is look, there she is. But it's that Amethyst cream. You don't know what that is. Good Lord help you. She says she put this cream on her to, I don't know. I guess she thinks he'll shit. Listen, my leg got amputated last night. I used some Amethyst cream. That bitch grew right back in 30 minutes. That shit's a miracle drug, apparently. Let me get to this really quick. I gotta hurry. This is going on too long. This is another hilarious thing that just happened. It verbally abused her. Look at all these pictures that, listen, basically there's enough damn pictures of this person to go around to say, what? You hurt where? Oh, you got scratches on your back and your arms? Okay. I don't see shit, lady. This is the body cam footage of cops. Oh, this is kind of important because they go through the walkthrough of the apartment. She says that he broke a bunch of stuff. It's not there. Here, this is flipping hilarious. Okay. This just came out yesterday. So in court, in the very beginning open arguments, her lawyers testified the fact and brought out this compact. I've said that there was this makeup palette she carried around in the purse to cover up all the bruises and shit that, she had suffered from her time with old Depp. With the freaking makeup company released a video proving that they didn't even release this palette till 2017, a year after these two split up. I mean, that's rich, folks. See, that's her attorney right there holding it up in court. And the look at his face going, huh? What the hell is that? Then somebody works at the company showing that they work at the company, showing a palette, showing when it was released a year later. I want you to see these people in court. Maybe I should take the time. See, that's it. They're holding up that damn palette in court. Oh my God. That was flipping hilarious. Oh, and she lied about not having her care for 3.5 years, although there's pictures everywhere of her getting in the damn thing. This is also where she was leaving when she filed the temporary restraining order on him. This is that day, and then here's the next day where she's walking through. I mean, damn, that Amica cream is I don't know why everybody's not taking a bath of that shit. Adding to audios, it might be stressing to hear. This is where she talks about him leaving every time they get into arguments. I mean, that's what you would want somebody to do. Honestly, if it's getting that heated and you're scared about it turning physical, that's what you do. I mean, listen, it's amazing. There's an article about the makeup brand accuses Amber Heard's lawyer of lying in court amid Johnny Depp's $100 million defamation case. It's not 100 million, it's 50. She's countersuing for 100. She said she's just going to double it. So get your facts right, folks. Jeez. See right here, it has it right. Seeking at least 50 million in commissary award of at least 350. It's still not 100 million damn dollars. But anyway, they talk about it here. Where here's the Korean, here's the blah blah blah, here's the palette. There's this lady talking about it. There it is in court. Listen, this shit's hilarious. This is what I mean by trying to tell people that see, there it is. There's all the palettes. Trying to tell people that stuff is changing, and all these comments are like, we're here to provide the facts of the case. It's nuts. Well, what's really crazy is Tug. Tug put out this video, and I have to borrow some from him. Sorry, Tug, because I don't know if it's anywhere else. But he, during his live stream, was it yesterday, day before, maybe, said about how he had just got word that there was something going on in the parking lot or something. So he does this video about, this is that umbrella guy. Watch the trial with this dude's channel. And listen, he's been following this case, does a good job. That would be my recommendation if you go watch this trial. I'm just saying. So anyway, so this stuff gets they're at the courthouse in Virginia. Somebody out there in the parking lot is dropping these flyers around, putting them on cars. They're finding them laying around in the parking lot of this shit right here. But remember, it's her side that accuses all these Johnny Depp fans of being bots, of being paid people on his team, of all these others trying to get people doxed 83 people, trying to dox a whole shit ton of people on Twitter. like, I'm sure like me, that just some chick in a small southern town. I promise you ain't no fucking bot, yo. Come on. I don't even know how to, I don't even know how to edit fucking videos. All right. I'm much less a damn bot. But so it says save a life, and it's got her name here, and he's redacted because there's this platform is still like demonetizing videos and giving people issues if you even have her name. I don't give a shit. Save a life says Amber Heard. I'll say it. I don't give a shit. It says 12 or 14 incidents of I'm saying the words I don't not monetized any damn way. 12 or 14 incidents of violence were proven in 2020 for actress Amber Heard. Her case is continuing now in Virginia. Online social media operations and manipulation prevents you and others from supporting her. Listen to this. Online social media operations. Remember, all of his fans or people that have followed the case, they're now media operations. Remember, their fucking defense right now is freedom of speech. Keep that in mind. And manipulation. How we manipulate. Who's the one manipulating shit right now by throwing these flyers down outside of a courtroom? You want to talk about manipulation? That's rich. Threats, bots, and thousands of repeating texts show on 6 platforms for 3 long years. We want her life, humanitarian work, and leadership to continue. Like it wouldn't continue if she loses this case or wins it. Like, listen to how they're framing this. Save a life. We want her. She's on trial. She's not at the Salem witch trials. She's in a defamation case. Talk about being manipulated, manipulate people, or being overly dramatic. No. We want our life, humanitarian work, and leadership to continue. Would you stand up to stop coercive control online? I don't know. Is your case all about freedom of speech? She's human rights, so they can't even apparently proofread their shit. She's human rights champion to the United Nations. Really? I don't know. Maybe somebody should ask them that shit. Women rights ambassador for the ACLU. They ain't got a dime of their money. I don't know how they feel now. Adapt and survive even when she wins. What? Adapt and survive even when she wins. Oh, so they're already trying to predict what's going to happen in this court case. Wonder if that's coercion. Then then this is part of another one. I think there was like 2, if I can remember what happens here, because it's this one, and then it's I think it might be on the bottom of this one. Sorry guys, I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. So it said Amber Heard's ex-partner. I wonder who that could be. I don't know. The person in court with her ex-partner. See, she did that in that op-ed. She did that in that article, and they're trying to do it here again. Look at this shit. Ex-partner this is defamation right here, uses online companies and services to harm her and others. Do you understand this is all defamation if he tracks this back to her team or her team? Now she's claiming, I'm not, you think I'm paid? I don't even have enough subs to monetize my channel. You think anybody's paying me for the shit, with the crap I'm doing? Holy hell, these people are living in they're living in Rum Diary. They're living in a movie. For over 3 years, Amber Heard suffers from social media operations, even if she wins cases showing she's a victim of violence. She's still a victim, even if she wins. I mean, I hate to tell you, but the shit coming out of court is not making her look like a victim. For 3 years, she suffered. By the way, for 3 years. And he hasn't said a word. People that have talked about this case for years have done so by looking at evidence that's come out during these cases. They themselves, because Depp ain't said a fucking word. Depp has been mute on the subject. She's the one that's been running out here doing interviews, writing op-eds, all this other shit. Doxing folks. Her team's dox people. Her team's trying to get people shut down, dragging up this guy's name in fucking court. Yeah, but they're all like, when it comes to Amber Heard, it's all freedom of speech. Unless it's your freedom of speech. Unless you support Johnny Depp. Then you're social media operation that's trying to harm her. Okay, anyway, look. YouTube bots. Again, remember I'm a bot. Is this Depps? I don't know who she's talking about here. Well, maybe it's Depps. 2020 takeaway, adapt and survive. Oh, takeaway, adapt and survive, 43,000. Identical text, not a victim, December 2020 onward. Reddit high upvotes on over 5,000 banned accounts. Third prize, what is it? Third prizels, you're fired. Third prizels? Listen, I know I'm from the South, yo, okay? And I'm no PhD scholar. But is prizels a word? Anyway, the Speed of Pain Aquaman 2 petition, because people don't like the fact that she's gone out here and done this shit. That doesn't mean they're wrong. That doesn't mean they're horrible people. But you sure are going to put a flyer out in the middle of a court hearing to try and influence a lawsuit. And yet, who's trying to harm who? And who's the operation? DC Movie Monsters accounts on 2-day peaks in 2020. See more research. Yeah, okay. So again, I mean, it just keeps going, folks. It just keeps going. Right now, trending: justice for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's a liar. I mean, people right now are going over this whole thing. Oh no, they're comparing this toxic shit with those two. I mean, it is, and then she does this. If I could show you the videos of when she thinks the camera's off, and then I mean, you can watch the trial yourself. You think this is a lie, where she'll look over and be laughing with her attorney. She'll look up, think the camera's pointed at her, and she immediately starts with his face. Guys, it's obvious, but whatever. I mean, it's pretty bad. And some of the stuff that's come out in that court hearing makes you just want to cringe, because it's pretty sad. I mean, it's embarrassing for me. Okay, it's like especially the last of the court hearing Thursday, where she played this audio. Her side played this audio to the courtroom, the jury, and I mean, like we're deep into their personal life, like deep in there, and it even makes you feel really awkward. And you could tell it's the first time on his face. Now I could be wrong, but it's the first time I looked and thought that he looked in her direction, and almost like, I cannot fucking believe you did this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could be wrong, but this is Tug also released the audio. Go to this dude's channel. See all the stuff he's covered. It's been crazy. He also did this video where there's this is the shittiest audio you could ever imagine. But like, to give you, and I took notes. I have 2 pages of notes just in this hour long thing itself. But she does this cackle of a laugh. Remember, she's on stand right now as this innocent, poor little thing.
No shit, I don't. Go suck your dick. I don't want to.
So she tells him right here to go suck a D. I mean, trust me, we're 38 minutes long in. There's a lull in between over here. She comes in to get some of her shit, immediately starts to try and fight with him, calls him every damn thing in the world. I mean, everything. Called him a coward. She attacked him, his ability to be a father. I mean, listen. Then commences to turn around and think she can grab the dude's wine and drink it. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody comes in, and kicks your damn kid, you don't expect them to walk over to your fridge and make a sandwich. Like, what? This is how twisted this shit is. Okay. But anyway, so there's a little catch up with kind of what's happened. And she's already walked out of the room. He started playing guitar. She comes back in and then immediately kind of launches into it again.
It's gonna be long to figure out.
No, it's not really true, Amber.
Actually, it kind of is.
It kind of is?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You've been doing something?
Not much, no.
And if anybody out there's an audio freaking person, man, if you could like just comment down below or something, I know you can do this. We could take down that in the background and try to clear it up some because and I apologize. It's horrible to try and hear. You have to crank it up to listen to them.
What?
Oh, what is it?
No, I'm sure Rochelle's available. Call her up. I'm sure she's available.
Maybe she is, but
I'm sure she is.
we'll see.
I'm sure she is.
I'll let you know.
Oh, I'm sure she is. I'm sure for her yoga blog.
That fake laugh.
Remember, this is a hostage for 3 days with her smartphone, where this is with this monster of a man. You know, she's so scared for herself because he's so cruel and so controlling. Remember, she's so scared to speak up because he might, you know. Whoosh. Does that sound like this to you?
It's too much to take.
No, I'm sure she's.
That fake laugh is so disgusting.
I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's great.
I'm thinking that you can give me some of the best performances in
No, you're right. I don't. It's all about performance.
It's all about performance. I don't regret.
Oh, what else? What else that you do? Oh, come on. B words. Come on. Lay it on me. What else? What else other things do you want to add?
Can't talk
You
to you when you
fucking
sound
lying
like
piece of shit.
Bobby
What? Oh,
Start
no.
your
I
kids
want to know.
Get out.
I want to know.
Get out your Ubers
I'm
out.
kind of waiting. You go get it.
Almost sounds like a cackling like the Wizard of like Wicked Witch of the. I want to know. What's wrong with you, you little bat? Like, you know, man, if you've been in these situations with these twisted fucking people, you know what that's like to have somebody do that to you. Where they come in and act like they care about want to have a conversation with you, and they do this psychological, like, they're fucking crazy. Well, I don't know how else to say it, and I hate saying that because so many people will call their exes fucking crazy. But they're fucking crazy. People that will do this mind-numbingly narcissistic, egotistical thing where it's like your feelings don't matter, your words don't matter. Trying to work things out really at the end doesn't matter. It's like a control thing. It's like I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna say this at the end of this video. I'm gonna shut up because maybe a lot of you didn't make it, but I would not be surprised if and only Depp knows it. Well, man, fuck, it might come out. As much shit has come out, but I wouldn't be surprised in the throes of her doing some damaging shit like this belittling crap, that she wouldn't try to do sexual things with him, like doing that. You idiot. And the minute he starts to be like, no, that's it, fuck done, her then come over there and try and like fuck with him. I mean, I'm telling you, I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know that, but I wouldn't doubt it, because that's how these people work. They fuck with your head. They take what you think could be love or showing affection, but they rubber stamp it with a way to like demoralize you and insult you. And I don't know. So anyway, that's just some of that. That's kind of what's going on. I can go over more. I mean, there's just so much to this damn case. There's so much to the history of these two people. But again, this is why the public opinion is shifting in this situation, because you now even have makeup companies coming out and being like, what? We didn't even have this shit wasn't even out on the market till a year after they were already split up. Dun, dun, dun. All right, see y'all later. Let me know how you feel below. Thanks for all the support.